Hey everyone, Abby here. How are you guys doing today? Today we are bringing you another chapter with Pam and Bruce. And today we hear about Bruce actually going to the fertility clinic. So let's have a listen and see what's going on with them there. It says, when Bruce came home from his Wednesday afternoon visit to the fertility clinic, I gave him a kiss at the door and asked him how his day went. He said it went very well. I thanked him for doing this for us, and I left it at that. I made a nice, easy supper, and we watched a TV show and cuddled on the sofa. His warm breath felt good on my neck. It is very nice to just cuddle and know it will not lead to, as you put it, Abby, the devil's tango. When Bruce realized it was not going to go any further, he showered and went to bed. I knew he had a release at the clinic, and that really was enough. Because of his device, he showers twice a day now, once at night and once when he gets up. When he gets out of bed. After he was settled in bed, I used FaceTime to phone Grace. She answered quickly. Grace was in her housecoat with her long silver wet hair in a towel bun. Grace was just lighting up a VS 120 from the pack I gave her. I hope I have not turned you into a smoker, Grace, I said. No, not really, Pam, she said. I have not smoked for over 20 years. I quit when the twins were young. As a single mom on a secretary's wages, I could not afford them. Grace took a hungry double drag, exhaled a tight cone, and ashed the cigarette. I will just finish this pack and then no more, she said. So how did today go at the fertility clinic? I asked. Well, some problems, but overall very successful. Bruce arrived at the clinic before I did. I walked to the clinic because it was such a nice day. I smoked 2 cigarettes on the walk there. I wanted to make sure I had not forgotten how. Bruce was almost done filling out the forms when I arrived. The young lady gave Bruce the specimen cup, and I took it from Bruce, and we both went into the room. I told Bruce best to remove all his clothes. When he was doing that, I looked at the magazines that were in the room. They were filthy, degenerate magazines that only degraded the young women in them. I took my key that you gave me and removed his chastity device. Not too soon either, as he has swelling out the metal bars of the device. As he was manipulating himself, I took out a cigarette from the pack you gave me and held the cigarette and the specimen cup in my left hand. Pam, I have not been intimate with a man in 5 years, and I have never seen a man as well endowed as your Bruce. I guess I was a bit nervous. When his first rope hit the cup, I dropped both the cup and the cigarette. All I could do was think fast. I caught the rest of him in my mouth. I hope you will not be upset about what I did. I was going to spit him into the cup, but I could not find it. It must have rolled under a table. It would not have mattered. The cup was too small for the amount that he had. I must say, Bruce is a very sweet young man. After I got off my knees, wiped my chin, I went outside and asked for another cup. On my way back to his room, I looked in a mirror. My lipstick was all smudged. I looked like a circus clown. I came back with the second cup. I bent over in front of Bruce to pick up the old cigarette. You were right. I think Bruce did appreciate my black leather skirt. The cigarette had a small stain on it from Bruce. I placed it back in the pack for later. In fact, I'm smoking it right now. Grace did a snap inhale and a nose exhale. Then I sat on an examining bench and took out a new cigarette and crossed my legs. Your suggestion of a leather skirt and heels was right on. I noticed a small stain on the leather skirt and one on my white blouse. Bruce did not see them. I told Bruce how much I enjoyed these Virginia Slim 120s long cigarettes, and I hope you can smell the scent of the smoke in my hair. That put him over the edge, and I was ready for him this time. I held the cup more firmly in my hand. While Bruce was filling this cup almost to the top, I reached out with my right hand and squeezed his baby makers. I wanted to be sure we got a good sample. On the second sampling, Bruce was also very successful, and I caught the entire sample in the cup this time. I put the lid on and I placed the cup on the sliding wall window. It was difficult to get him back into his device, I said. Not really, Pam. I placed the unlit cigarette in the pack and put it into my purse where he could not see it, like you said. I praised him for his performance and stamina, and then I took the frozen peas from my purse and applied them. I think my directness came as a bit of a shock to him. I had just got him down to size when we had a knock on the door. The young lady said other people were waiting to use the room. Would we be much longer? I was very proud to say, almost done in here. Be out soon. When we left the room, I went to the ladies' room to fix my lipstick and makeup. I was going to try to wipe out Bruce's stains on my blouse and leather skirt, but I thought that would only draw more attention to the stains. When I came out, Bruce was gone, and I walked back to my car at the office. I felt very much alive. I smoked 2 cigarettes on the way back. At a construction site, I even got a few wolf whistles. Woo-hoo. Are they still called wolf whistles? I don't know, that's a good question. I was just now looking up on the internet what a GILF is. GILF. Apparently, I am one. Pam, may I ask you a personal question? Sure, Grace, I said. What is it? I noticed when I took Bruce out of his device, he is not circumcised. If you're going to keep him in chastity for long periods, it may be a good idea to have him done. I said, yes, many of the friends I have in the medical profession have suggested that. I thought he was cut, Grace said, but when I saw him at the fertility clinic today, he still had a very nice turtleneck. Yes, that's a nice name for it, I remarked. Well, when you saw him in the office last Wednesday abusing himself, his turtleneck would have been fully retracted. Grace, did you have your twins done before you put them in their devices? Not at first, Pam, but after a month I realized it had to be done. No other way to control the smell, Grace said. But you did clean them weekly? Yes, Pam. once a week. We found Tuesday night worked for them. Not much on TV, and things like Netflix had not been invented yet. I took them out of their devices one at a time and sent them to the bathroom. I am concerned once a week will not be enough for Bruce. He has a very high libido. Is it possible to satisfy him and keep the cage on? Pam, what kind of perverted mother do you think I was? I only wanted to keep them from getting their girlfriends pregnant. Grace crushed out her Virginia Slim 120 and lit up another one. I'm sorry, Grace. I should not have asked that. I said, Grace, I want to thank you for all your help today, and when we get the report back, would you like to know the results? Oh, very much, Pam, Grace said. And please let me pay for the dry cleaning on your soiled blouse and skirt. It's the least I can do. Grace thought she could bring the blouse and skirt to work and maybe Bruce could take them to the dry cleaner in the next building. I thought, what a great idea. I mean, it is his mess. I will tell Bruce tomorrow what he is doing. Make sure when you are done, you have Bruce pick up and pay for the cleaning, I said. We said goodnight, and Grace and I hung up. Abby, some people that watch your channel may think what I had Grace do to Bruce today was degrading and also cruel. But if Bruce and I are really going to embrace the female-led relationship, he will have to get used to much worse. Pam. All right. I think that's all we've got out of this one. Okay, so there you have it. I guess we'll hear soon about what the results are from the fertility clinic. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys real soon. Bye.